Unscripted.
From the heart.
From the heart.
From the heart.
Real
Real
talk.
talk. Real talk.
Real talk. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Real Talk. From the heart. We speak from the heart. We want to say stuff that are from the heart. I am so glad about the response that we receive from many people. We want to invite people to come and be part of this, where we tell our stories and help other people with our stories. Today I want to talk about as my title says, I was raped. I was raped twice, and my mother was not all perfect. I grew up in 80s, but most of the people who were born during that time, they know. During 80s, we were beaten up. We have memories of wet face towel being beaten up with it. We have the memories of being beaten with electric wires. It was bad. It was really, really bad. And even at school, we were beaten by the teachers because of the school corporal punishment, and you were bound to be beaten by anyone. And we grew up with fear. And I believe some of things that made us not to be the best people at that time, or to do well at school, it is because of the fear of being beaten up. Because even if you know the answer, you wouldn't dare raise your hand because you don't know whether you have the right answer or not, and you'll be beaten for that. My mother used to beat us. I understand she was building us, and she was making us the better people, and it was a norm during the time that kids need to be punished. So the more she beat us, the more we didn't have the confidence. The confidence died in us because of the beating. I remember there was a time when I was beaten for nothing, for something that I didn't do, and that was so painful. She bought a bottle of Sprite. I don't know who opened it. Whoever opened that and drank it did that. And my mother found out that the bottle was almost half. And he asked us to say who drank this drink, because the drink, I bought it for us to drink it after we have eaten our meal. No one responded, and my mother beat us, bro. She beat us that day. It was bad. Now, she was building the wall between us and her in terms of being open to come to her if we have troubles and if we have problems, because we would not know, we wouldn't know whether if I come to her with this problem, how she was going to take it. Then there was a sister who was sleeping at home. She's a family sister. She was my sister's friend. And this lady, I was 10 years old. This lady was about 20. Every night, this woman would take me and force herself on me. She would sleep with me every night. The only thing that I always remember is the pain that I would wake up with from my genitals. I would have the most painful pain on my penis the whole day, and I would be so down that I cannot even play with my friends. I cannot even, have a beautiful day. And every night after she had done that, she would wait for all of us we were sleeping in one room, and everyone, once they start snoring, she would go from her place and come to my place, grab me, take me to her place where she was sleeping, and force my thing into her body. That was the most hideous thing that an old lady can do to a young boy of 10 years old. My man, I don't even have, that time you're not matured to even enjoy whatever that was happening. And in the morning when she wakes up, every time in the morning when she wakes up, the first thing she does, she waits for everybody to go out. She locks the door for me, and she starts, accusing me of sleeping with her. And she would make sure that I agree that it's my fault. And she would tell me that I'm going to tell your mother that you were sleeping with me. You did this to me. And that, because I feared my mother, because I knew she was beating me. I didn't go, I was keeping this, and I would cry and say, no, don't tell my mother. I'm sorry. But the next night, she's doing the same thing to me. That was the most difficult time of my life. Then there was a guy who came home. This guy was hired to look after the kettles. Did the same thing to me. This guy, every night when we sleep, he would force me to suck a dick. My man, this would be so bad. I'm 10 years old, bruh. It's not nice. And he would also suck my dick so bad that in the morning, it is painful. It is painful, And he did the same thing, that if you say anything, I'm going to tell your mother, because you are the one who was doing this to me. Excuse me. You are the one who was doing this to me. Remember, I'm young. My mother used to beat us. Not only that she was beating, she was making us the men that we are. But I think during that time, they didn't understand that the more you beat a child, the more you make them stupid or foolish. You're breaking something out of them, because they don't have confidence to come to you and say, I have this problem, I'm going through this. Because if my mother had built a beautiful relationship between us, me and her. She loved me. She definitely loved me. But this beating thing, if she had built an open relationship where I can say something to her, if I don't feel okay, I believe I could have gone to her in the morning after these people had done whatever they did to me. But because I feared her, I don't condone the fact that kids should not be beaten. They need to be punished if they do something wrong. But we need to understand that if you beat a child, it should be because they have done something bad, and you can't keep beating them so often. Then I grew up being followed by this rape thing. I was now 17. No, I was now 13. I'm standing outside my yard on the road, just watching the soccer. Where I stay, the soccer field is not far. There's somewhere where I can just stand there and I could see people playing the soccer. I'm standing there. These two girls pass by. And these girls, they're old. They're on their 20s, 23, 25, they're there. As they pass, one says, hey, come here. I come. I thought they were going to send me somewhere, or they had something to tell me. And I come. When I come, the other girl said, no, let's take him to go and sleep with us. And they grabbed me. And they went to the bush. And in my heart, in my mind, I thought of the pain that I used to have from that sister who was sleeping at home. And I started crying. Then the other one said, no, let's leave him. Let's leave him and we'll find somebody else. As they dropped me off, I ran for my life. I ran home. I couldn't tell my mother. It was my thing. It was within me. And that is a problem because my mother beat us. And it was happening to every family and to everyone during 90s, 80s. It was not only my mother. And I ran back. I was scared. And the same thing happened again. This time I'm older. I'm 17. There's these two ladies that drunk. They passed by. I'm standing outside my yard at the gate. They were passing. I don't know where they were going, but they came from the bar and they were drunk. They stopped next to me. As they stopped, the other one said to me, "Can you do it?" And she made the signs of making love, of sex. And I said, no, I was scared. These people are old. I'm old to be my mother. And then the other one says, no, we can't. You can't do that. This is a small boy. He says, no, he's a man. He can do it. Come, let's go do it. I walked away. I walked to my home and I was pissed off. I was really pissed off because there's a demon that follows you if you are raped. You are followed by people who want to do the same thing. But until you find God and God helps you to break that chain, then you can be able to be the better person. Then you are followed by this powerful force behind you that when people look at you, they want to do the same thing to me. My mother, my sister, after she finished her school in the university, she opened a shop, and we were going there to sell. I was shopkeeper. Then the same thing happened again. This time I'm 22. There's this old lady who came to the shop. I was with my friend. We're just chilling. It was around 7 o'clock in the night in summer. It's still early. And she came to us in the shop and she said to us, she was drunk also. She said to us, "Can you do it? I want you to come in and do something to me, you boys." My friend said, "No, yeah, we can do it." And I said, "No, I can't do that. I can't do that." And he started forcing me and putting pressure on me. And both of them had started pushing pressure on me that, don't be scared, man. Be a man. You can do this thing. Then we agreed. We went to one of my family's house that was abandoned. People were not staying in that house, but once in a while we would go there just to light and clean the house. We went there. My friend started sleeping with this old woman, and I followed. And after that, I was so down. And I was wondering and asking myself, what's happening with my life? Because somebody raped me. Somebody used to force me to sleep with them, not by my will, and I was young. So what I'm saying is my mother, as much as she was wonderful, she was good, she was perfect for me, but the beating part was wrong in different angles because we could not have an open relationship as young kids with her. But that changed when we get older, when she stopped beating us. I ended up being closer to my mother more than to my father and my friends and my sister. I would tell my mother things that I cannot tell anyone. I would feel comfortable for me to go to my mother with issues that I have more than going to a friend or to my sister or my brother. The relationship was beautiful now. But when we were young, it was not. Because you see, predator, people who kill kids, people who rape kids, they enforce fear into these kids. And once a kid have that fear, he's under the control of this freaking person who is going to damage their lives. She's bound, or he's bound to follow the rules and the powerful. The power of this monster that will be always be coming to her or to him and saying, I will kill you. I'll kill your family. I'll do that. And because of the fear, a kid or that person who's abused will always follow. So that is why up to this day, I really don't want a man or a woman who touch a kid in a different way. If I see you touching a kid in an inappropriate way, I get scared and I get angry and I get so frustrated that I don't want that. I don't know. Sometimes these people are just playing with kids. Because I know where I come from and what happened to me, I often judge people, and I often judge people in a wrong way. But you can't blame me. I come from there, and I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone to touch my child or to touch kids in a different way or have a special way of dealing with kids. I don't want that. I hate it because I don't know what is the motive behind. Yes, often I am failing because sometimes these people are just showing a genuine love to these kids and they're not even doing nothing. But because of what I have experienced, I always have this problem. One day I beat my daughter so bad. This kid, she's a brilliant girl, very brilliant girl. Then I beat her so bad. I beat her so bad because she was not performing well at school. You see, I was repeating the very same thing that I experienced at school, where we would be beaten if we don't do well. Then I was beating my kid. And as I beat her and I forced her to read and do things, she was becoming more and more and more dull. You know, even if you say this is 1 + 1, she would not even know when is this 1 + 1. Then I said to her, "Why don't you read? What's wrong with you?" She said to me, "I fear the beating." And she said to me, "Please don't beat me anymore." That hit my heart. And I remembered that I used to be beaten the same way. And I don't want my kid to go fearing me because I beat her. Yes, I cannot spoil the rod. I will still continue punishing her, but not in a way that she will fear me and she will not have an open relationship where she can come and tell me whatever problems and whatever that she's going through or experiencing at that time. So we as people, be careful when people are showing such interest, special interest to kids. You don't know what's happening with those. I'm sorry it happened to me, and I would never let anyone have a special, I don't care who you are, have a special relationship with my child or with my nephews, my nieces, my cousins. I don't want that. Treat a child as a child. Don't have any special way of talking to those children because I don't know whether you are genuine or not. So, this is why I'm saying my mother was not perfect in that arena, in that area. She was not perfect. She failed to build a relationship where we can come to her freely so and say, "Mom, this person is doing this to me every night. He's doing this." And I'm so thankful and I'm so happy with young generations. This young generation where you find a mother, you find a father having such a special bond with their kids, where a kid can say anything to their father, where kids can say anything to their mothers without any fear of being beaten up or being punished. But they know that if I come to my mom and I tell my mother that this is happening, she will jump up. My father will jump up, will react if something like this is happening to me. So, as I was raped several times, that was the worst time of my life. All things that happen in my life, they happen for a reason. And they happen because God has a purpose with my life. And I thank God that I went through it so that I can now share the testimony of all that I went through. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your ears, for your support, and for your love. This has been wonderful. Please, take care of kids. Make sure that you build such a special relationship with your child so that a child can be able to come to you with anything. They shouldn't fear anything. If somebody is molesting them outside there, they can come and say, this man was touching me inappropriately. I love what is happening. Most kids now, if you greet them or you want to shake their hands, they say, no, I don't want to talk to strangers. They tell you straight because they are built and they are taught not to bond with people they don't know. But it's not only people they don't know. Even people that they know who are close to them can do horrible things to them. So now you have to build a relationship with your child where you tell them that don't let anyone talk anything negative to you. Don't let anyone to touch you in an inappropriate way. If you see something wrong, come tell me. But it's happening to this young generation because we build in love with our kids. We build in love with our children. And it's so nice. It's better than what we grew up experiencing. I don't blame my mother. I love my mother. I really loved my mother. She's my pillar. But as I'm older now, I realized that was the shortfall of our parents during the 80s, where they would beat us at school, everywhere. We would be beaten, even for things that we didn't deserve to be beaten for. Thank you very much for your time. May the good God bless you, be with you, and always protect you. Let's meet again on the next one. Real talk from the heart. Thank you. Real talk.